Let me now review the steps required for connecting your remote server to your local computer. To set up the remote server using Dreamweaver, you'll need to get information from your hosting provider, specifically the address, also referred to as the FTP address. You'll also need the username and the password for your account. Now, do not confuse this FTP address from your site URL. The site URL is what your visitors type to load your site into their browsers. Your FTP address is the location of your server that you'll use to transfer your site files from your local computer up to the server. On many host servers, this address is the letters FTP followed by your domain name. On others, it may be a set of numbers separated by dots, such as 236.78.90.6 or something similar. Once you have this info and your username and password, you're ready to connect Dreamweaver to your server so you can then transfer your files. You'll make this connection to your host using Dreamweaver from the Site menu. Up here in the main menu, choose Site Manage Sites. This is going to open up the Manage Sites dialog where you then select the website, your local website that you created earlier. Click on Edit. This time, rather than setting up your site information for your local computer, you're going to click on the Servers tab. Here, you'll select the server that will host your pages on the web. The settings for this dialog box, again, will come from your service provider or your web administrator, which in this case is you. Click on the Add Server button down here, or Add New Server button, the plus sign. This will open up the site setup for your website. Provide a server name. So your host usually will go here. Perhaps it's GoDaddy or Bluehost or Gator or one of the others. Connect using FTP from the drop-down list. Here is where you'll place the all-important FTP address. Again, this is usually FTP dot and then your domain name .com probably, or again it could be FTP in a series of numbers, or it could be FTP dot and then the name of your hosting provider, such as ftp.securehosting.com. Again, check with your host provider to get that exact FTP address. Then enter your username and your password, and then click on the test button to see if you've gotten all the information correct. If your FTP address is incorrect, you'll get this error. An FTP error occurred, cannot make connection to the host. The remote host cannot be found. That's a real common error that I see. It's always caused by this information being incorrect, so you want to double check with your hosting provider that you have that information correct. You also may get a password or username error. Again, if you do get those errors, you have the right FTP address, but your username or password is incorrect. Once you do have the correct information and you click on the test button, you'll get this dialog. Dreamweaver was able to connect successfully to your host. Once you have that confirmation, put a check mark in the Save box right here. Click on Save to close the site setup dialog. Click on Save again to close this dialog. And then one more time, click on the Done button to close the Manage Sites dialog. Dreamweaver may then also reload your cache and reconnect everything. And then you'll get this view, the Files window, which you'll then use to actually transfer over your files to your host, which I'll demonstrate for you shortly.